Good afternoon and welcome to iLive's latest i27 coverage.
That's right, it's Saturday, which is tournament day, and that's quite a serious day for some of the gamers.
Absolutely.
Here.
I mean, the dynamic kind of shifts. Yesterday they've turned up and there's no tournaments on, so they're just having a bit of light gaming, maybe getting to know each other, getting to know the other clans. Yeah, maybe even meeting people who they've known online but not in real life.
Yeah.
So they're meeting them for the first time. But today it's strictly business. They're really getting down to it now. They've been rehearsing all these maps and
there's no love lost between some of the clans, are there? There's no tactics being discussed or anything like that.
No, I mean, some of them take it so seriously as well. You even get the links of people who put towels over their monitors to their faces so that no one can possibly see what they're doing on their monitor. So very serious stuff. But
I mean, well, for the top prizes, then it's going to be, isn't it?
Definitely. Speaking of cash prizes, we're going to go over now and watch an interview with ReDeYe from Radio ITG, and he's talking to Too Good, one of the pro Quake 4 players that's attending the event. So let's take a look.
Okay. Welcome to Multiplayer I27. We are here with James Too Good Harding.
Hiya.
I hate calling you Too Good. I'm just going to call you Jay from now on because it's far easier, isn't it?
It's
such an arrogant nickname.
Oh no, it's a good stage. Isn't it? Everyone who knows me just calls me Jay.
They do indeed. So you've been busy.
I have been
popping
busy.
around Sweden, boot camp.
Yeah, home of Chrome.
All that launch and stuff as well went on.
Yeah, the launch was there. It was really good. Yeah, Bio were there. They did a good job. They made sure it went well. It was a pleasure to be to. But I also got some training in, which is hopefully going to come out this tournament.
And practicing with what? Fookie?
Mainly Fookie.
Mainly Fookie.
Yeah.
And because Socrates was out in Sweden as well, just before the transatlantic showdown.
You're not going to call me a Socrates wannabe, are you?
Socrates wannabe. Well, are you copying him?
No, what? No, okay. After CPL Winter, he said, because he saw everyone Swedish was above, he goes, how do you train? I said, well, you can come over to England if you want, and I can pretty much play most people. And I said, but what you really want to do is just get out to Sweden. And I said, I was thinking of going out there. So all of a sudden he goes out there.
So actually this is Socrates wants to be a Too Good wannabe.
I'm not going to say that, but I will say if anybody wants to call me a Socrates wannabe, they can go talk to Socrates and say,
take it up with
the
Jason.
good idea come from. But I'm sure everyone has that idea, really.
Okay, and the big news this week, last week or so, has been your move from Dignitas to Fnatic.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are taken by surprise by it, not because they don't think that you're good enough for Fnatic perhaps, or anything like that, but just because it is a very surprising move for a UK player to make. I mean, Fnatic had one other UK player in the past, Quasar went there for UT 2004, but generally speaking, they stick to Dutch guys, the German guys, and the Swedish guys.
Which successful nations.
You said it, not me. But I'm getting your ideas on that. How's it going to be for you working with guys like Vu and Strider? And I mean, you know these guys from previous events and stuff. But I mean, teamwork is different, isn't it? Because you are going to be going there to play TDM as well as 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, originally it's just going to be down to 1v1. So my involvement with them doesn't matter too much. And how my involvement as a UK player in an all nations team, I've got a UK manager, so he's closer to me than he is them. So, if you know what I mean, if he
throw is in the bag,
it's a little bit nicer that. But at the same time, TDM is going to be hard for us. You can't take a handful of good players from all different nations, throw them into a game and expect them to do well. So, what I'm actually planning to do to overcome this problem and hope Fnatic have a good season if we do go to Eurocup is set up a boot camp at the God Girls house and then do a week of training and maybe getting to know each other by going out drinking and scouting the local talent.
Yeah, it's all part of the TDM fun.
It is. It will make the team better as well, hopefully.
So you mentioned that you appreciate that you can't just pick up some great players, chuck them together and win a Euro Cup. It just doesn't work like that.
Not at all.
Ice Climbers have been doing it for 7 years now? Yeah. It's ultra successful. They are the benchmark in Quake 4 TDM. How do you beat a clan like that? By doing what you've just said. I mean, chucking them together, having a week's boot camp.
I mean, that's the start of it.
That's the start, but how do you get to that kind of level?
I mean, what people got to realise is whenever you want to play a... phone's ringing now, be my manager. So whenever you want to play...
He's listening and watching right now.
He knows I'm saying bad things.
Yes.
He can sense. Manager sense. Right. That's the first thing you're going to have to do is to get over to getting to know each other, personalities and how you play. After that, it's basically you've got to have a training regime. I mean, you might sound stupid, but if you take the successful WoW clans, the ones who do very good...
How did I know you were going to talk about World
I just
of
want to say
Walking?
that it is relevant, okay? It's like the ones who actually are strict, have sign-ups, websites, and actually turn up and do everything, get the most benefits out of it. Yep. And it's the same when you come down to Quake. You can't just, fuck about it.
Because you're quite a driver for that kind of stuff as well, aren't you? Because a bit of a reputation for like wanting things to be done the right way and done properly.
Yeah,
and obviously you're going to take that to Fnatic. You've got, I mean, let's look at the players you've got to work with alongside. There's Vu, we all know about Vu. I think his achievements last year stand on their own. Strider, very successful, even though he had very little practice in Quake 4 at CPL. Yeah. Hasn't done an awful lot since, been very quiet, but still a top-class player. And you've got Neok, who actually has done very little, to be fair.
He's just done quite a bit, though.
But just recently has started becoming active again. So, but then you had Stellam and Strider as well. We also had Lelki on the fringes. I mean, really, truly, as a collection of players, Fnatic had the cream of the crop. You have to say that, but yet failed at the last Euro Cup. I mean, I don't know, how are you going to change that? How are you going to move them forward?
I mean, it's basically, if we don't do it properly, we're not going to do it at all. And if they want to jump in on the boat to Euro Cup finals and the LAN finals with me, they're going to have to do what, I mean, they want to do it, and they've told me they want to do it, but they're going to have to, you know, strict up and actually, you know, turn up and play those games. That, I mean, it's hard for the players. You've got to imagine people like Strider have done a whole year of tournaments that mean something. Every game that he's playing has like almost an reward at the end of it, but now he's got to play, you know, 2 games a night that don't mean anything.
Yeah, the graft,
and it's like you work this hard for this much. You know, that's why they didn't do it. But you can work this hard for this much, and that's 1v1, and that's TDM. And so trying to get them to go towards TDM is hopefully going to be angled more at fun and success than just at success.
And you've taken on a new player for TDM.
Yes.
Much to your surprise. Or not to your surprise, really, because you kind of like tried to persuade him anyway. It was just a shock to find out that Fuki was actually going to play TDM with you. I mean, that's a really good coup for someone like Fnatic. I mean, I say someone like Fnatic, but with the relative lack of success they had last Euro Cup, to now pick up yourself and Fuki to go alongside already a couple of very, very high-class players.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit of deja vu here because
they did it last.
Right, so because there was a huge announcement, everyone like Fnatic are going to announce their Quake 4 team. It's unmatched to and returning. It's like, oh my god, it's crazy stuff. You know, these great players are all returning. They've already got great players as well. This is kind of deja vu in a way. I want to try and get under the. How is this going to be different?
Well, it's like, well, no, it's because the drive wasn't there. I mean, the players in skill-wise, what we got now, and skill-wise with Stellam and ZYZ are basically the same. But the thing that separates a player, I mean, everyone's a similar skill at a top level in Quake now. The thing that separates them is the drive. I mean, you look at Fatality, he's not the most skilled player, but he's got so much more drive than others.
Can I just check? I thought you might have the I Love Fatality t-shirt.
It's in the wash, right, okay. But I'm planning to get a second one just so I can wear it when it's in the wash, just for these occasions. But I mean, it really is drive. And this time we've got, I mean, Stellam and ZYZ, as you know, inactive now, so their drive wasn't there. And it's, you know, if you're relying on a player that doesn't turn up, it's not going to work. Everyone's going to lose their drive. But this time we've got Fuki, who's very active, really wants to play. We've got me, who's always really wants to play TDM and enjoy taking more of a leadership role in game, and you've got Puri, who said he's in it, and Neok is also TDM, you know, mad as well. So hopefully, the skill level's not going to change. I don't think. It's just the drive's going to be there if we are going to do it. So that's where the success is going to come.
Okay, so leaving Fnatic alone for a moment, putting it aside, and looking at your old clan, Dignitas. I mean, they, in a way, took a risk on you guys because they picked you up as a team. You've left some really good friends there. I know they're good friends as well. You've played with them for years. You know them personally. How hard is that, leaving guys like that behind? And do they really understand why you've made this move?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do. I mean, it was hard, but I mean, I kind of not so much broke them into it, but I let them know what was going on in my head and what offers were coming in and why they were coming in and why I was thinking about them with my manager and all my players. So everyone knew the situation before, you know, the public did. I had, you know, initial feedbacks of, oh no, that's really bad. If you played, we could be so much better. And I had also first feedbacks of, you know, that's good. I can understand why. But eventually they all came round to my way of thinking, which is good, and decided, yeah, it's the best thing for me.
So still friends?
Yeah, still friends. I'm sat in the middle of the two of them at the moment.
I was going to ask you about that because I was upstairs, the second floor that you're on, and there's a row of Dignitas players than you, and I was like, oh, that could be quite scary if they had partied on bad ways. No. But I understood from Odie. I spoke to Odie before, and he said that he was cool for it. He understands.
Yeah, I mean, he's just grateful that someone that he took as an initial was living what he wants to do, and he's still there for me to, you know, help me do anything if I wanted to in a management official role, but he's still there to help, so it's really nice.
Okay, so what's the differences so far? It's early days, I know you've had like a week or something, isn't it?
It's very different at the moment.
Yeah?
No, not different at all, actually.
Not all right then.
Sorry, it's just like, it will be, but like at the moment it's just, there's not much going on. Okay. So, I mean, the contract was initially let's get this done before everything starts, rather than all of a sudden I'm in the middle of CPL summer.
Yep.
You know, round 4, I changed
Change
t-shirts.
tag.
You know what I mean? We didn't want that to happen. So.
I was going to talk to you about that actually, because this all started a few weeks ago with a bit of a leak. I mean, I don't know how
serious or who did it.
No,
or
because
it wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you. But the thing is, I mean, so your name appears on the CPL summer list as Fnatic Too Good.
Yeah,
so someone says, that's strange. Thought he was in Dignitas. We'll run a story.
Smart people out there, aren't there?
Yeah, they must check these things daily or something. I mean, Cash, if you're watching. I don't know, but it's amazing how far competitive gaming has come if people are interested in these kinds of transfers. Do you not think?
I mean, our transfer was very professional as well. I mean, I didn't want to be someone who said, look, I'm going to break the contract, I'm just going to walk out of it, because I'm in a contract. And so there was a transfer of money to buy me out of my contract for the remainder 2 months that I was in it. So it was done above board and it was really
So you only had 2 months of your contract actually left anyway?
Yeah. I mean, I'd said to him, in a sense, it's like you either can get something for me now, or you can wait 2 months knowing that you're going to lose a player and then do something like that. So we kind of worked out what the best options were for Dignitas as well as.
And you're not going to tell us how much, are you?
No.
But it wasn't a Mars bar and a packet of crisps, was it?
Yeah, maybe.
Couple Mars bars?
Couple Mars bars and the Snickers, because. Yeah.
Okay, so we're here at the multiplayer event, i27,
Yep.
Quake 4 tournament with a bit of money. So it's all good.
Yeah.
You had the SRI tournament, you cleaned that one up.
Kind of. I always look back at my games and think, whoa.
You're ultra critical, aren't you?
No, I always look back at my games and think, I did really well. But then I remember watching a demo versus me and Dave, thinking that I'd like completely pasted him. And I watched it and I was like, how close is that? I was like, I'm not as good as I think I was. I'm like such an optimist. I walk out of a tournament I won and think it was like 20-0 finals, and I really look back to it and it was like 2019. I don't remember that, apparently.
No, well, that's all right. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good for the confidence.
It is.
But no, you did well at SRI, and so you come here, you've had good prep, you've been out in boot camps.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously this is boot camping for the longer view as well. You're not just boot camping to come here and win the tournament.
This wasn't for this initially. It was
you're
trying
actually
to get
pushing
to
it
know
along.
the Fnatic people, and also to get them training. So it was nice that I was there and Puri was there as well.
Spanking the whip.
Kind of. I wouldn't say
I don't want to know. I really don't want to know, actually.
girls had the whips,
I thought that was going to come out. So, multiplayer. So i27, you're here for the Quake 4. I mean, what is it? Is it the cooler trick from New York? You're just going to turn up, collect the check, go home, or?
No, I mean,
what's the competition like?
i27. I mean, I've been to i27 like when I was very young. I've been a few times, and there's a lot more to do. So, I mean, I come for the Quake 4 tournament initially, but I'm not going to walk out when I either get or don't get a check. But I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of stands, Xboxes, and fun tournaments to play in. And I plan to beat you in a real tournament, Instagib, which is
Bring it on, Mr. Too.
I'll fly over Lauki. But
actually, that's starting to worry me now.
But yeah, I mean, it's great. So, I mean, for the UK to have something this big is inspiring for the UK, because, I mean, that's, they're benchmarking the UK and they're doing a great job. So.
Okay. But anyway, thank you for your time. Always good to see you, and good luck with the Quake 4.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.